Hey Bobby, Jay Span here. Sorry it took so long for me to get this video out to you. The in-laws showed up and took us out to eat Chinese and got a little sleepy after I got my belly full. Anyway, so here we go. Let's dive into this. I'll try and cut this up as much as I can and only include the important parts and show you the process I'm using now and how I think you guys can improve on it with Webipay. So here we go. So the first part of the process, I would be creating a webinar. I don't worry about any of this because in the process that I'm using now, I'm using Optimized Press or an HTML landing page so people don't sign up. They don't see all this. So I just leave it on the default. Okay, now this is important for the process that I use. Normally when you get to go to webinar, all these are checked. So what I do is clear all because I'm using Aweber to pass the first name, last name, and email address for my Aweber form onto GoToWebinar. So I clear all. I want this registration link. Okay, Bobby, I use a tool called promarketingtools.com, promarketertools.com, to connect my GoToWebinar with my Aweber account. So what I do in here, and this is a web service that's hosted on their server. So I go, when I'm signed in, I drop down my webinar tools, add webinar. Okay, and the way they have this set up is you add your webinar link. So currently I would grab this link here, drop it in here. This one works with GoToWebinar and Meeting Burner. I would fill out the day, the month, the year, the time that I'd set, the time zone, basically everything that I set up in GoToWebinar. Then a redirect. Now the redirect is, this is normally like the redirect you would want to put inside your Aweber form. So when they fill out the form. So basically you just put in your thank you page, your thank you for registering. And they have Aweber, GetResponse, and Infusionsoft in the back end of their system. So I would submit that. So when I input all that information in, it spits me out this URL right here. And I would take that URL and paste it into my Aweber form. Let me log into Aweber real quick. Okay, now I'm logged into my Aweber. Inside the Aweber, when you go to settings, and this is for any form, and I usually set up one form per webinar, and you can leave them, I usually leave these on the same list for a webinar sign up list, and then I funnel them through the rest of my sales funnel depending on what they do after that. So I set up my form and I use custom thank you page. And under that custom thank you page, I paste in the URL that I got here from the post URL from the Pro Marketer tools. So I paste that inside the custom thank you page after my form. And then under advanced settings, I click this pass form data to the subscriber page. And that's basically it for that part of the setup. Okay, Bobby, here I'm logged into my WordPress site, which I have Optimized and Press installed on. And here's the squeeze page. I believe it's squeeze page number 1. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So basically what I do, I set up my squeeze page. Sometimes I use a video, sometimes I don't. I put all my copy in. And this is a web form that I created. This is this actual web form. Here I just grab the JavaScript and I plug it into the custom web form inside Optimized Press instead of using Optimized Press, the fancy generated one, because it's too much trouble to add the extra form since it only gives you 2 fields. So I just use the one that I get from Aweber. So people will fill out their first name, last name, and email address. And when they submit it, it triggers the Pro Marketer tools, triggers this URL, and automatically adds them to this GoToWebinar. So that's that part of the funnel leading up to the free webinar. So as a sales process so far, what I've used, okay, here we are logged into JVZoo, which is, as far as I know, the only one that's set up to allow me to do what I want to do right now. So basically the way this works is when I create the product and set the price, support email. Okay. With JVZoo, they allow you to set the landing page, the sales funnel, squeeze page, or a pre-launch page to set the cookie. What I would like Webipay would be to have the same, basically the same function to enter a squeeze page or the pre-launch page, and that sets the cookie. So when affiliates drive traffic to the squeeze page, whether, and I would want the cookies to at least last 30 days, I would think would be plenty long enough, or not expire. I'm not a cookie expert, but let's say the cookies are good for 30 days. So Bobby, you're my affiliate. You get this link. You send people to my webinar sign-up page. They fill in this information. They get their spot. I send them usually a couple emails pre-webinar, depending on when they sign up in the process. I usually send one out the day of sign up, and then 2 days after, and then 4 days after. So if they sign up for a week before my webinar, they might get 2 or 3 emails beforehand. If they sign up the day before my webinar, they won't get any. So Bobby, that's basically it. I would like affiliates to be able to drive traffic to a squeeze page and get credit for it. I would like to also have in the system, which I'm having to go outside and use, you have to use several different systems kind of cobbled together to do what I want right now. So I would like this to work with Aweber, which I prefer. A lot of people like GetResponse, and then whatever you guys have probably already got set up through ProductPay, the same kind of services. So they enter their first name and their last name and their email. They automatically get added to my list, and they automatically get registered for the webinar. The webinar day comes around. The webinar happens. At the end of the webinar, I drive traffic to the sales page. From the sales page, conversions, obviously, the affiliate who drove that person to the initial squeeze page gets credit for the sales page. And that's basically it. You know how to reach me if you have any questions. I look forward to helping you guys on this. I've been talking to James on another project. So yeah, just reach out to me if you have any questions. I really hope I help you guys. Thanks.